Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. I welcome you to this video. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting article from CNN which says how Trump wins again in three sentences. My long-standing assumption has been that definitely Trump is going to win again in 2020, and I had also predicted it very accurately in 2016 election itself that this guy is definitely going to just crack the White House. So I'll do a detailed analysis of why I think this guy is definitely going to win again, and there are multiple reasons to it. So I'll go into detail of all of those reasons. So please don't forget to watch this video right till the end. And before you get started, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because nobody else is going to give you a detailed analysis of worldwide topics and like a bird's eye view of many different things on a daily basis. So if you look at my videos before, I don't just concentrate on the Indian mindset, but I consider myself as a global citizen, but I was made in India. So if you like something like this, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. So James Woods is that rare thing in Hollywood, a supporter of Donald Trump, and on Sunday, Woods perfectly encapsulated the message that could get Trump re-elected. So this is a guy called James Woods. He is one of the rare thing, which is he's a person in Hollywood, which is in Los Angeles, and he's also a supporter of Donald Trump. So yeah, there are not that many people in Hollywood that support Trump because if you would have seen the Oscars or the Grammys, many people take a diss at Trump very openly. So James Woods is one guy who openly supports Donald Trump. On Sunday, Woods perfectly encapsulated the message that could get Trump re-elected. So definitely, this is what he tweeted. Donald Trump is a rough individual. He is vain, insensitive, and raw, but he loves America more than any president in my lifetime. This is an actual tweet from this guy called James Woods. Once again, Donald Trump is a rough individual. He is vain, insensitive, and raw, but he loves America more than any president in my lifetime. Now, Trump retweeted this tweet. So, yeah, Trump is the only guy who can retweet something like this about him. And so, as you can see here, Trump retweeted that assessment. I think that is a great compliment. He wrote, "Thank you, James." This is what Trump wrote on the compliment. I don't even know if this should be called a compliment, but yeah, Trump considers it as a compliment. So he said that he thanks James for this great compliment, and he's very okay with it. It's of course not a great compliment if someone called you vain, insensitive, and raw. Would you be flattered? Very valid statement, and very valid question. To be honest, if you ask me, if somebody calls me vain, insensitive, and raw, I would definitely not be flattered. I mean, I don't know about you, but definitely, this is not something that you should be, proud of. So, definitely, if someone called you vain, insensitive, and raw, nobody will be flattered. But Trump is a different person. He is literally from a different planet. So he takes it as a compliment, and he just says that thank you to this guy. But Wood's tweet is 100% right when it comes to how Trump can win again in November. Absolutely correct. Why do people love Trump is because he is like this. People know that Trump has flaws. People know that Trump is absolutely absurd. People know that he is a clown. He is vain. He is insensitive. He is completely incapable of emotion. He is raw. He is rigid. They know all of those things. And even then, they love him. I've seen one statement that people don't, love Trump despite but in spite of these flaws. So that's what it means. I mean, they don't care that he has his flaws. In fact, they know that he has these flaws, and that's why they love him more. So the more people oppose Trump, the more other people love him. So it's like a very insane kind of dynamic that has been playing out in America for a long time, and that is really one of the reasons why I left America after living there for 8 years, because this is just completely insane. The more you oppose Trump, the more he is going to get a bigger fan following. So I give hats off to Trump, to be honest. And this guy should just be studied in PhD papers by how he has been able to gather the entire US populace behind him. It's a very daunting task, and I give full credit to Donald Trump for doing something like this. Not many people on YouTube or anywhere else will say that Trump has done something right, but I can tell this to you objectively that Trump is a very good marketer, and he has definitely rallied all these people behind him. And he had said one time that even if he shoots somebody on the Fifth Avenue, he is not going to lose any supporter, and he is absolutely right in that. The people who support Trump, they support him no matter what. Even if he tomorrow, just burns down the entire place, he just, sells the entire of America, even then people are going to love him. It's an insane and illogical thing, but yeah, that's it. This is America at this point. The simple truth is that Trump was not in 2016 and is not now someone who a majority of Americans say they like or admire. Absolutely not. Many people who voted for Trump, they literally despise Trump. They hate his guts. But then why did they vote for him? Because they despise the other guys more. It's like the lesser of two evils. It's an insane strategy, and America has literally come to this stage that there are protests happening on the streets, and that's these are all the manifestations of an empire in decline. When Rome was falling apart, people literally were they were boiling silver because they knew that the entire empire is going collapsing. So definitely American empire has been collapsing for a long time now, and it is literally in its last stages at this point. Consider these numbers from 2016 exit poll. Less than 4 in 10 votes in 2016 said they had a favorable opinion of Trump. Less than 4 in 10 voters in 2016 said they had a favorable opinion of Trump. So definitely, less than 40% of the population of America in 2016 did not favor Trump. Then why the hell did this guy win then? Right? It's a very very valid question, and people have been trying to understand how exactly this happened since 2016. Just 1 in 3 thought Trump was honest and trustworthy. Less than a third of Americans believe right now that Trump is honest and trustworthy. Isn't that interesting? And only 35% said that Trump had the right temperament to be a president. Only 35%, less than half of the people in America literally think that Trump does not even have the temperament to be a president. This is how insane America has become at this point. People don't understand the ground reality in America. People don't know how things work in America. I have lived in the US for 8 years of my life. I have a master's degree in computer science from USC in Los Angeles, and I also have an MBA from the Kelly School of Business in Indiana University. So I've worked in the US for almost 6 years of my life. I know the ground reality. I have traveled almost 48 states, and I know that winning of Trump was not like a fluke incident. Okay, it was in the making for decades and decades. People were just fed up of both the political parties, and they wanted some drastic change, and Trump is the one who guaranteed that change, and that's why Trump won. That is the plain and simple fact. Many people don't want to admit something like this, but this is the fact that Trump won because the other parties, both the parties, were literally in shambles, and they have been using the normal guy, a small guy on the street, for the last decades. Since 80s, America has been in the decline, and it has exacerbated as years go by. And definitely by mark my words, by 2030 America will be a non-existent country. It will not even count on the world stage. That America's opinion will not even count at that time. India and China will definitely dominate the world empire. How did Trump win? Because people may not have liked him, but they wanted radical change in Washington and believed that he could bring it about. Absolutely true. That's why I really wanted to bring this article to you guys. So how did Trump win in 2016 as well? Because people may not have liked him. People definitely don't like Trump. You can see the statistics, right? Less than 40% of the people definitely they don't have a favorable opinion of Trump, so they don't like him. One third of the people literally say that less than one third even believe that Trump is honest and trustworthy, and only 35% said that Trump has the right temperament to be a president. But he won because people wanted radical change in Washington. So Obama did nothing. Obama was just a show business kind of president. He did absolutely nothing. People don't get this, and they just try to portray Obama like a very good person. But in my honest opinion, Obama was more shitty than Trump. Obama was so bad that Trump got elected because of Obama. That's how insane this madness is. So Obama is just a two-faced person, and at least Trump just says what he wants. Obama was more bad than Trump. That's my honest opinion. Many people will bash me for saying something like this, but this is the truth, and truth is always very not that easy to digest. But definitely Obama was better than Trump. Obama was worse than Trump. 4 in 10 voters said that the most important quality in a candidate was one that can bring change among that group. Because people were fed up of this Washington madness. They are fed up of this shit show in Washington DC, which is just absolutely insane. People are not going to buy any of this madness anymore, and that's why Trump got elected. Trump beat Clinton 82% to 14%. So Trump was the person who at least talked about changing the game. Clinton was just, there's the same old things again and again. That's why that Hillary Clinton won. And in my honest opinion, if you ask me, Hillary Clinton was the most flawed candidate that you can ever see in your entire life. And even right now, Joe Biden is nothing but Hillary Clinton 2.0. So definitely that guy is going to lose to Trump. Trump will literally crush him to the ashes. That's my honest opinion. The message Woods is offering up for Trump in 2020 is simply a variation on that original theme. And it goes something like this: yeah, he's a jerk. And no, I wouldn't want him have him over for dinner. But when it comes to actually getting stuff done for America, there's no one better. Absolutely true. So, the vibe in America just goes something like this: yeah, he's a jerk. People know that he's a jerk. People know that he's an asshole. People know that. It's not like a hidden sort of thing. Trump literally says himself that he's a jerk, he's an asshole. Everybody knows that. But even then, people are saying that they would not want to have him over for dinner. But when it comes to actually getting things done, nobody can get it done except Trump. That's what they believe. And they're absolutely right in this. People always want to blame the Trump supporters as racist people, but no, I don't believe that. I definitely don't believe that. These people are not racist. They have been sidelined by the system for a long, long time, and that's why they have become like this. Now, to buy Wood's message at all, you have to believe that Trump has actually achieved results for Americans during his first term. Now, if you want to believe this guy, you really have to actually believe that Trump has achieved results for the American people during his first term. His backers would point to tax cuts, a reorienting of America's role in the world community, changes in trade policy, and the overhauling of the federal judiciary. His detractors would suggest that all of those decisions have actually done more harm than good. So yeah, America is deeply divided, and the divisions are getting starker and starker each day. Half of the people literally believe in America that the sky is blue, and half of the people believe in America that the sky is not blue. That is the reality of America right now. People don't believe in basic facts, and that's why the political climate is just so heated all the time that people are just so angry they don't even want to talk with the other person. And that's why all of this madness is just going to exacerbate as things go by. And definitely I know that Trump is going to win by 2020. The real question though is not what people who already support Trump or already hate Trump think of the he's a jerk but he's an effective jerk message. What really matters is whether voters who remain undecided on whether or not to give Trump a second term think of it. So definitely, it's not very easy for people to change opinions of other people in America. That's just how the world has become nowadays, because people live in their kind of bubbles and they just consume information that agree to their own preconceived notions. And platforms like Facebook and Google have literally, they have made something like this happen. Like they have literally given people the kind of information that they want to hear, and so that serves like an echo chamber, and they build like a bubble around them somehow. So that's why it says that the real question is not what people who already support Trump or already hate Trump think of he's a jerk but he's an effective jerk message. It doesn't matter whether what people who already support him or hate him think about it. What matters is the voters who are undecided, like the voters who are not on either side, what they think about Trump. And that's what this guy is going to delve into in the next paragraph. Wood's case was easier to make 3 months ago when unemployment was low, the stock market was soaring, and Trump could credibly take credit for all of it. Now, because of the massive effects of the coronavirus and the shutdowns used to deal with its spread, that economic case is significantly weakened. So, that case, economic case, because Trump literally just wants to tout the stock market somehow. But so that economic case is significantly weakened. The entire world knows that America is literally, so down at this point. And, people are literally, there are longer and longer lines outside of food banks. So people know that the economy is not in a good shape. And, I've made videos about these where I say that stock market is not the economy. Go and watch those videos and you will understand why the stock market is rising even though the unemployment is literally rising like anything. So yeah, it's a very insane thing, but it is still a fact that the only real path for Trump to a second term, and I continue to believe that path is quite narrow, is through a message that doesn't try to make people be Trump but rather forces them to acknowledge that he is getting things done. So, the path for Trump to get re-elected is that he doesn't want people to like him. He just wants people to acknowledge that he is getting things done. And that's why this guy tweets day and night. Every day Trump tweets literally 8 to 10 tweets every day. Why do you think he does that? Because he wants the support of people. If tomorrow Trump's Twitter account is deleted, I don't think that he can even manage to start a campaign or even run a campaign at that point. So Trump is quite simply not likable. Everybody knows that Trump is not a likable person. You would not want to have him at your house. He says and does things on an almost daily basis that even many of his supporters think are over the line of acceptable conduct for a president or really for anyone. Absolutely true. So he says and does things on an almost daily basis that even many of his supporters think are over the line or of acceptable conduct for a president or really for anyone. So forget about whether it is a presidential conduct. It is not even a human conduct. Even humanity will be ashamed by what Trump does almost on a daily basis. But then why are people rallying behind him? That's the core question. Because people are fed up of the Washington politics. The entire political system in America is collapsed. The entire system is broken, and that is the exact truth what is right now, and that's why people are literally on the streets and they're protesting for racial justice. Nothing will change that, or certainly nothing that he can do between now and November. The only way he wins is to make the case that may not be your idea of what a president should look and act like, but that he is someone who knows how to make change in Washington. He also likely needs to disqualify Joe Biden, which his campaign is already working very hard to do. So, he just needs to convince people that he can get things done. And to be honest with you, I think he is doing a very good job at that. And every day, people who support him, they are going to support him no matter what. So, definitely, Trump has a very loyal fan base. And those people just do not believe anything else. They definitely don't believe CNN. They definitely don't believe any of the fake news outlets that Trump calls. Trump calls many people as fake news. Any news that he doesn't like, he calls them as fake news somehow. So, yeah, they all believe that. It's like a Pied Piper that is just rallying all the people behind of him, and people are happy to do that. Just look at the rally. I made a video about the rally that he had in Oklahoma. Go and watch that video and you will understand what I mean. If that works, it would represent a fundamental change in the way in which we elect presidents. Conventional wisdom was long dictated that people vote for someone they would want to have a beer with. Aside from his most unquestioning acolytes, it's hard to imagine what people would want to have beer with Trump. So, I definitely think that the fundamental change in American politics has already happened, and, it is going to just exacerbate as years go by. So, conventional wisdom has long dictated that people who vote for someone they would want to have a beer with. So, definitely, Trump is not a person that you want to have a beer with. People don't like him. They don't vote him because they like him. They vote him because they dislike the other guy more. So it's a very insane thing, and America has literally come to this point that people are voting for the lesser of two evils. They are voting for Trump even after seeing what he has done for the last 4 years. If you want to debate me on that, whether America is not on the decline, I am very happy to do that. But if this does not tell you that America is literally in a deep spiral of decline, I don't know what else will. But they will vote for him anyway. As I said, people will vote for this guy anyway because the other side has nothing to offer. Joe Biden is a very, very weak person. He is just Hillary Clinton 2.0. He has nothing new to offer. People are fed up of that madness, and that's why they are just going to vote for Trump anyhow. They did once, and Woods and Trump have to hope they will vote for their jerk once more. Definitely, I completely agree with this article and this statement. I have studied the American political landscape for the past 10 to 12 years of my life. I definitely think that Trump is going to win again in November. And mark my words, this guy will not even try to leave office after 2024. He will, he will start changing the constitution so that he can be the president for life, or he will have his son come to be like a successor of him. So yeah, America is literally a shit show at this point, and nobody knows where this madness is going to end. But my honest prediction is that, based on my understanding of the world politics and geopolitics, is that Trump is going to win in 2020. And just wait and watch, and you will see that I'm true and I'm correct in my assessment. So if you like my analysis of this article, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like these. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.